Hello, Robert Meade here. Habits. Habits create your life. What an important subject we're going to cover today. We're going to cover three main points. One is we want to really get into the fact that your inner speech, what you think and talk about inwardly, reveal and tell you about your habits. So what can we do? Number two, how we can uncritically observe our thinking and inner speech, or self-talk as it were, and actually, number three, how we can change that and make it automatic in your life. Because as we know, you create your habits and your habits will create you. Habits. Habits are what we do automatically. Habits are what you get up in the morning, you probably roll off the bed the same way, make your coffee and start your day however you do, probably automatically without thinking. It's how you pull your pants on, your socks on. You start with your left foot or your right leg or right arm when you put a shirt on, or left arm. Habits are what we do automatically. What if we could make positive thinking about reaching our goals a daily habit? Let's get into it. Stay with me to the end, because at the latter part of our video, we're going to reveal how we can make this become automatic, systematic, and automatic in our lives. Okay, all right, let's go. So, to change your habits, it's really about changing patterns. As you've probably heard the statement before, is that if you do what you always do, you'll always receive or always have what you always have. Nothing changes unless we change it. And it doesn't become permanent unless it is a habitual change that we ingrain in our lives and use daily. When it comes to your desired outcome, what you want to manifest in your life, who you want to become, what you want to have, and your goals in life, how can we make it so we automatically recognize when we're off track, when our thinking is going off track and we're getting back into negative self-speech, bitching and complaining about life again, right? Because we get more of that, don't we? We get more of the kind of stuff in our life that we talk about constantly, think about. It just perpetuates itself. It grows and becomes more so. It's the same thing with what is positive in our life as far as habits. I've got some great quotes here related to this, and then we'll touch on what they mean for us. From the master Neville Goddard, he said the following: imagination travels according to habit. Imagination has a choice, but it chooses according to habit. The habitual inner speech and actions of the individual determine what we focus on, good or bad. So, your inner speech. Sham Halstetter was famous for creating some books about self-talk, what we say to ourselves. Awesome author, by the way, Sham Halstetter. His books are amazing. And fundamentally, what that is all about is that who talks to us most throughout the day? Isn't it ourselves? It's been shown by studies that 90% of what most people think about throughout the day is negative. How do we correct that? Well, we correct that through our spiritual habits. We correct that by concentrating on the invisible. That is the habit of, as Neville says, deliberately withdrawing, taking attention away from what we don't want to be thinking about. Okay? So, this develops your spiritual outlook and creates those habits for you. It actually penetrates beyond the world of your visible challenges and problems. See, we keep seeing in our problems, we think about our challenges, we reiterate them as this is the way it is for me, and we continue to perpetuate that. Well, how can we stop that cycle? This is what step 2 is all about. We not only recognize that we need to change that, but we can change it through uncritical observation and redirection. So whenever you get off track, catch it. Notice it. Don't get overcritical of yourself. Well, there I go again. No. Stop, observe, and uncritically observe, I'm on a wrong path right now. Let me correct my thinking. Well, how do you correct your thinking? You withdraw from that and say, nope, not going to go there. But you have to have something to replace it with. Your goals, right? Your desired outcome. That new job, that better life, that partner, that income, that move to the foreign country, that move to another part of your country, the move to a better home, a better way of life. Bring your thoughts back to that. And take a moment to dwell on that and get your thinking back on track. Okay, so how can we make it automatic? Well, we want to embody it. We want to embody it, the person that we want to be. This must be done in imagination first. So I love how Neville Goddard puts it. He says that signs follow, they don't proceed. Most people are always looking for signs or evidence that they're getting what they desire, that their stuff is coming, that the improvement in their life is coming, that they're getting that new partner, they're getting that new career. They want to see the evidence first, and then they'll be happy. Neville wants us to reverse that. It's the mood and the attitude that will draw that into our lives. Signs follow the mental attitude and mood first. We've talked about this a little bit in previous videos, but when is the best time to do that? Well, for most people, it's first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, before you touch your iPhone or your Android or smartphone, before you look at your messages, right? Before you check out your agenda for the day, before you check Facebook and YouTube or anything else, take time to read good, nourishing books. Meditate on what you're learning, right? Take the time to get quiet and meditate on your goals as yours now. Quietly meditate on that. You are presetting your day. You can even do this with specific things throughout your day. So for example, let's say you have a meeting at 12 o'clock, a business meeting, or you have that interview for the job. You take the time to mentally go into your silent meditation, be in that mood of receiving and hearing yes to your application for the job, to hearing and receiving and feeling and experiencing the wonderful results of actually having the results that you're seeking that day. This goes into a pattern. If you do this every day, it becomes your way of life. Follow me? Makes sense, doesn't it? Again, create your habits, and your habits will create you. If you do the same thing that you've always done, you'll receive what you've always had. You have to make these changes and create new patterns in your life. So the question becomes, are you willing to do it? You will if it's a priority. How bad do you want it? Again, Neville encourages that we need to deliberately disentangle our minds from the evidence of our senses. Robert, I don't have the money. I don't have the job. I don't have that good wife or partner or husband or whatever you're seeking as far as a relationship. I don't get along well with my kids, right? So how can I be in a good spirit about that? Because you're imagining it done first. And the signs will follow. The results and evidence will follow. So you don't look at your current negative evidence. You create the evidence in your mind that you want to see as your reality. You dwell in that, and you keep reining yourself back into that throughout the day through uncritical observation, catching yourself and redirecting your thoughts back to what you want to be thinking about. I love this, what Neville said, because he said, because we must become emotionally aroused about your goals and desires. And this is funny, actually, to me, when he said this. He says, if we would become as emotionally aroused over our ideas and goals, get as excited and emotional about our ideas and positive goals as we do with our dislikes, the things we bitch about daily, right? If we get excited about those positive things as we do about the negative things that we do daily, 90% of the time, according to stats, what would happen? We would ascend to the plane of our ideal as easily as we descend to the level of our hates. Pretty cool, right? And how true is that? You think negative, you get more of it. You think positive, what do you get? More of it. You meet the right people, you have the great results you're seeking, and it all works out for your benefit. So, will you learn to uncritically observe yourself as you go throughout your day? Will you keep your goals and your priorities a priority in your mind and heart? Will you continue to seek the satisfying mood and attitude of the results you're going to have this day and in the future? If we keep dwelling in that positive goal as ours, we keep coming back to it throughout the day, guess what? It becomes habitual. I don't even have to think about it. It's automatically, and I go off track like everyone else does when something negative happens. I quickly rearrange my mind, redirect my thoughts, and get back on track. Right? You can do this too if, my friends, you make it a priority. If you do it daily, it becomes the new you, and the result is you've got great habits, creating your great life, becoming the person that you want to be, possessing and getting out of life what you seek and want to get out of your life. Because those habits create that future. It just unfolds for you if you create a new pattern and new habits. You will if it's a priority. This is Robert Meade from The Power of Imagination. Please subscribe, like, and I would love to see your comments. Thanks for staying to the end, and I'll talk to you again soon.